Yes, I think I'll give you my opinion in just a second. Let me answer the hotline. Let's see who we got on the hotline.
To accept, press 1.
Soft Reign Hotline. What you got for me?
This is Ed Too Deep. How are you
Hey,
doing,
Into
young lady?
Deep, how you doing?
Good, good, good. I'm just sitting back listening to this. I've been in this situation. So,
Ooh.
I was in the military, so I kind of was jumping in and out of situations like that too, as well.
Mhm.
In my younger days, when I was too fast in my britches, as they would say. But yeah, I got a different opinion on this. A lot of men typically, I'm sorry, I have to ask one question. He was married to the woman.
Okay, so he was divorced and then he was with
Okay.
this woman for the other woman for a year and a half, off and on.
Okay.
So he was previously divorced, and then well, not new, but the next relationship he was in, he was off and on for the last year and a half and hadn't
Okay.
spoken to her in 4 months.
Okay. So okay. Because I'm just taking up for the military side of things for military men,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna tell ladies, I'm not trying to be a hater to men, but I'm just gonna just say it like this: most military dudes, especially the ones that are gone all the time, are very use my words, choose my words carefully here, tread lightly. Are not good options when it comes to those type of relationships, especially when they have children, because the financial toll that's going to happen when the military gets hold of their check. And then from my experience, I've seen women who end up dealing with those type of dudes end up financially in a pickle, if that makes sense, because they get no differently than a man that gets hooked with a woman with a young child too as well. But it's different when it's I've watched women become bitter after this situation. Not from me. I'm just saying my observation while I was in the military. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't try to date women with children, especially young children.
Right.
Not because they're not people, but I'm just the freshness of the breakup and or how they will. This is toxic written all over it. I've done it a couple times, and I'm gonna tell you, it's even worse. I'm not even interested anymore about that situation. I'm just too old for it now. But I don't know what it is when you have a whole bunch of testosterone when you're young. You run into brick walls. But in this situation for him, he's over here. That's why I asked if he cracked it yet. Because if he cracked it, it would be a totally different scenario. She wouldn't even have that question.
Right. And I don't think they were only like, well, anything can happen in a month's time, but she didn't disclose that in her story that she wrote on Thread.
Of course, that's what I was asking. But if she said she cracked, I'm assuming. Why would you? She wouldn't even. I'm agreeing with Tez about it too. As a man who had a child out of wedlock too, and then dealing with relationship issues and trying to date women on the slide too at the same time with a young child, it didn't work well. I didn't get a real cool relationship until my daughter was at least 2.
Right.
So I'm on that side of the fence, but just looking at it in retrospect, looking back, I wish I would have never dated while I was with my as my daughter was growing up, just because it was more hassle than anything else. As soon as an ex gets wind of you having something special, they're going to act a fool, especially if they're pregnant, especially if they're bitter and you already have a tumultuous relationship or toxic or being toxic. So that's why I was asking, did he hit it yet? Because if he hit it, then I think she would have dealt with it, especially if he's making her toes curl. You know what I'm saying? That all changes everything once start making some things. Once you start making some feelings happen,
So
messing with the feet.
yeah. So do you think that men or women should date while their exes are actively pregnant? Say for instance, you were in this situation. Do you think that he should be dating at all, period, or do you think he should just be, having fun when he can, not dating with intention?
Are you talking about my old me or my new the current me? The current me would be like, hell no.
If you
First of all,
if you had to give advice to a young man who currently has somebody pregnant, but they're broken up, but the woman is
first and
pregnant.
foremost, I'd make sure that he's getting a DNA test.
Oh, definitely, absolutely, yeah.
And making sure that he understands like his parameters and putting himself on child support before the child comes, if that's his child.
Yeah.
Don't sign the birth certificate. I would tell him the financial repercussions. As far as him, you can't get in the way of a young man while he's in his prime trying to get some trim. You just can't.
Right.
I wouldn't even try to tell him not to get in a relationship. I'm going to tell him this though: don't come back crying when you get your feelings. See, this is the difference between men and women, right here. A man's not going to tell him no, but we're going to say, don't be coming back crying, and you're not sleeping on my couch. I'm giving you heads up now.
Yeah.
I'll end up letting him sleep on the couch, but I don't want to hear no. I'm gonna first and foremost, I'm gonna tease him about him being wrong and not listening, right? But women, they don't do that. They coddle. They're, oh, girl, he's a dog. He's this and that, and then all of a sudden, but wait a minute, she was just as responsible as he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the men and the women nowadays. Men are forced to take accountability from their homeboys. Mm-hmm. We got your back, but we're going to tell you, hey, man, we told you not to fuck with that. Excuse my French.
Hey.
We told you not to mess with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So me personally, at my age, no. Younger me, I'm going to shoot the dice because, I got to get my willies on. I got to get it out of me. And I think that's the difference between in age. You start to the experience level, and it's the risk versus the reward situation is totally different.
Yeah.
When you're older, when you got shit to lose, and when you got investments, when you got they start trying to figure out who you are and break down where your money's coming from. Because child support, man, they don't play. They'll be like, oh, we want to know how much you make. So that's why I would say to him, especially you trying to go out and find a new chick, you spend all that time meeting a new woman, you're going to spend a lot of money dating that woman first. Because now she's going to make you do certain things, right? And then you got your ex blowing your phone up every 5 minutes, fake childbirth and all this other stuff, getting you to come to the hospital at 2 o'clock in the morning, come and pick her up, and then she trying to give you some cheeks. You know what I mean? That's what happened to me a couple of times. I drive over there, fake all kinds of fake stuff. Did your water break? I'm reading the baby book. Did your water break? No. What's your contractions? How many minutes? 10. Oh yeah, you're fine. Call me when you're at 3. Get a click and hang up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. I read the book. I know. It's okay. I'm only 10 minutes away. You know what I mean? By 3 minutes, you'll have a couple transactions. Not transactions. Excuse me. What do they call contractions?
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes. Okay. Your water broke. Then we got some problems. I already got the emergency stuff in the back. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to go. And then we're only 10 minutes from the hospital from our house. I mean, if you're a man with intentions, you won't have a problem. I'm just saying, he over there trying to run the street, trying to run the table, and what will end up happening? I had a homeboy like that. He got 4 girls. He did some, Stephon Diggs situation. He had 4 women pregnant in the same year. And I was like, man, how much is your child support?
That's tough.
He was paying like $800 a month per kid. because he was making probably about a good $15K at what he was doing, because we worked at the plastic mill
Mm.
and he was working overtime. Yeah, I was like, not me. I was like, after your first one, you wouldn't know to wrap up. Like, you got one on the way. You know what I'm saying? So some dudes are just out there just swinging it, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking if he hit it already, because if he hit old girl, then she's gonna act a certain way. She wouldn't wrote it that way.
All right.
So
Well,
anyway,
I appreciate you calling and sharing with us. I'm gonna